Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. What up? What is going on, everybody? Shout out to you all in the comment section. Now, fortunately, I was in the comment section early, so I was checking something out. So shout out to Erica by Da Vinci. She is a proud member of the C Note group. Once again, she donated $100 and said, Merry Christmas to me and mine. So Merry Christmas to you, Erica by Da Vinci, you and your family. Merry Christmas to you guys. Coming up, 4 days left. How do I know? Because my kids are constantly counting down. Ivan Adams, you're right. Hit that like button, like and sub and like. People, let's control the algorithms. Shall we? Shall we? So to you, Charles Turner Jr., I say thank you for the Hamilton. Check out this link from Steve Turley, showing not only our favorite greasy lip bitch, that would be Donna Lamone, but also instances of fake news narratives and pushing of big pharma. Send me that link in an email, Charles, because I can't open it here in the super duper, but I do thank you. Spunbearing 65, Twampski, thank you. Happy holidays. That's right. Happy holidays to everybody. Everybody. Merry damn Christmas. I said Merry Christmas to somebody at a store. Somebody was helping me. I said, all right, thank you. Merry Christmas. And she's like, oh, have a good rest of your day. So I don't know. That was corporate teachings. Like you can't say you have to. And I get it. You know, you have to be yes, rebel without a reason. Is it Christmas yet? Is it Christmas yet? When's Christmas? How long till Christmas? When is Christmas? Yes, that's what it sounds like in my home. But yeah, you know, in the corporate world, they tell people happy holidays because you don't know what the fuck what they celebrate. So I get that. Was that it? Because some people I've said Merry Christmas to, and they're like, yeah, Merry Christmas. So I don't know, whatever. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, yeah, all that shit. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Natividad. I don't say Happy Kwanzaa. I don't trust that shit. Mitch Connor, my favorite holiday is Christmas. Mine too, man. Especially now with kids. I'm excited for them to be excited. I want them to, I'm excited for them to open their presents and stuff. Kenya, hello from Kansas. What's up, Kenya and Kansas? I bet it's a little cold, isn't it? For old man Winter likes to spread his distended freezing anus over the middle of the country this time of year. Good luck with that, guys. Good luck. Feliz Natividad. No, Charles Barker. It's Feliz. Feliz, not for lease. You can't lease Christmas. Miyagi fan, Karate 89. Holla from, or Ola, excuse me. Hola from South Kakalaki. Appreciate that. Ivan Adams, marijuana to all. No, not marijuana to everybody. Kenya says, a storm's coming. Girl, you better hunker down. You better go to the store and get some supplies so you can hunker. Stay safe. Stay warm. Let's see. Misanthrope says, happy early Boxing Day, LOL, or December 26th here. Oh, so that's what it is up there? But that's when it is, Boxing Day. Chozo Go says, going to likely drop into the negatives here in Alabama for the first time in 30 years. Bring it on. Oh, no, man. You guys keep all that negative. All those negative temperatures. See, I'm the kind of person that get in, visit, come right back out. That's right, Anthony DeRosa. Great time for a neck buddy scarf. Neck buddy for your neck. And if you have a neck buddy, get a little tiny one for them too. Eileen J, -40 here in northern Alberta. Tammy A, going to feel like negative 35 Friday night. Whether it feels like it or it is, no thank you. Hell no. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Creole lady, negatory. What the hell? What the hell? Man. It's what, 40, 48 here in the middle of the day. That's good. At night, here it gets into the low 30s, upper 20s. But that's it. If it was low 30s, upper 20s during the day here, I think society would cease, would cease to function. That's too cold for us here. But I'll tell you one thing, gas is back below $4 a gallon, which is great, but wake me up when it gets back to $2 a gallon. Yes, the price of gas is coming down. It should. It should have never gotten that high in the first place. You see what they did with the straw man. You jack the prices up high as giraffe pussy, and then when you bring them down at all, it's, see, we're bringing the prices down, you bastards. You bastards. Anthony DeRosa, 79 in Southern Florida. Yeah, man. When I was there in early November, it was about 90. And that's what that's what you call winter time in Florida. Misanthrope, Northern Canada was like negative 51. I don't know if it was Celsius or Fahrenheit. It don't matter, man. When you get to the negatives, that's too much for me. I'll be standing at the shore waving, bye. Enjoy your negative temperatures. No, thank you. And ladies, I don't know how you do it, because women are cold all the time no matter what. It could be 75 outside, and they're like, ooh, close the window. So I don't know how you ladies are making it. Women are damn near frozen to begin with, no matter what the temperature outside. Don't forget, mygreengear.com. Ooh, hats like this, shirts like this. My neck buddy stuff is on the way. I can't wait to throw that shit on. All the neck buddy merch. God, neck buddy. Here, let me put that link. Put that link in that bitch. Let's see. That link in that bitch. There it is. Come on now. Boom. Boom. Link tree. Get it. Get it. Pin it. There you go. So, the thumbnail. The thumbnail. The thumbnail is of a washing machine with money inside of it. So why do you put something inside of a washing machine? So you can wash it, right? Or some might say so you can launder it. Because laundry, laundromat, what's a laundromat have in it? Washers and dryers, so you can launder your clothes. So no matter what you put in that washing machine, it's going to be laundered, right? So if it's money, then you will be laundering money. And is it laundromat or laundromat? Because I've seen it laundromat before, but it makes sense to be a laundromat. I don't know. But the reason I used that thumbnail and the reason I chose Nate DZ502, just listening right now, Jericho, painting the garage. Oh, you go right here. Make sure you crack that window. You want fumes in there and pass out and shit in there. So the reason I picked that thumbnail and the title, which is top priority, is because Mitch McConnell, Mr. Jowls, Senator Jowls, came out and told us exactly what the top priority is. And to most Republicans, this is the top priority. That's the scary part, because the Republicans are supposed to be against the Democrats, right? Hold on, fan, you're not done. Turn that heat back on. So the Republicans are supposed to be going against the Democrats. Now, in a perfect world, they would all be working for us, so it wouldn't matter. But one is against the other. So the Republicans are supposed to be going against the Democrats. And we know that the Democrats are all for Ukraine. They want to give all the money they possibly can to Ukraine. And if they could come to each of us and take it out of our wallets individually, if they could literally come up to us, slam us against the wall, take our wallet out, take our cash and give it to them, they would. But we know the Democrats want to give money, billions and billions, possibly trillions, to the Ukraine, the Ukrainians, to Ukraine. But the Republicans are supposed to be in the opposite direction. They're supposed to be for us, they're supposed to be against the Democrats. Ergo, they would not want to send money to Ukraine. But according to Mitch McConnell, they do want to send money to Ukraine. Ukraine is a top priority according to most Republicans. Sounds to me like there's not much of a difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. Sounds to me like Mitch McConnell and any other Republican who is pro-Ukraine, who is pro giving our money to Ukraine, would be a rhino. But that's what he said. And I'll show you the footage. You don't got to believe me. I got footage. So Ukraine is the top priority, not you, not your life, not your sovereignty, not your security, not your financial security, none of that. The top priority is another country. Let that sink in for a minute. The people who are supposed to work for you, you are no longer their top priority. Their top priority is another country. That's like your father walking in, family meeting. Listen up, kids, wife, you're no longer my top priority. My top priority is another household. Is our neighbors 2 houses down. They are my new top priority. I will be giving all of my resources, time and energy to them, not you. How would that make you feel? What would that look like? What would that do to the dynamic of your family, knowing that you are no longer a top priority to your father? Well, just know we are no longer, well, it's not like it happened now. But just so you're clear, just so there's no question, we are not the top priority. And didn't Bidenus Pervertus, our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this isn't the mall. We are the world. We are the children. What children? Are they here or am I just singing about them? That guy, didn't he say that we were going to be giving money to Ukraine and supporting Ukraine as long as it takes? So if you're telling me you're going to support Ukraine as long as it takes, and you're telling me that they are the priority, then you're also telling me that I won't be your priority for the foreseeable future, for as long as it takes. So not only are we not your top priority, we don't know when you will be again. We don't know. However long it takes over there in Russia with Russia and Ukraine, that's however long it takes. And when you will be priority again, I don't know. Can't tell you. It's not important. They are. You stupid American fucks. They are. What'd you think? You were? You think because you pay for every single thing that they do that you are important? Don't be ridiculous. So you're not. Also, something I wanted to touch on, that Flossie Fryer, Bishop Bling, that preening preacher in New York. Remember the one who got robbed for all his jewelry? He got arrested. For what? Guess. Guess what that shady son of a bitch got arrested for? You tell me. And the word American, like I'm an American citizen, we are Americans, that word is now harmful. Remember yesterday we looked up the definition of harm, and that means physical harm. You're hurting someone's body. So the word American is now harmful, which is to say, using the word American is physically harming people. It's violence. These words are now equated with violence. So saying this is the same as going up and hitting that person, punching them or pushing them. It's the same thing. Saying the word American is now harmful. Wow. And surprised the shit out of me. Oh, before I get to that, Title 42. Is it going to end? Is it going to continue? We know who's waiting. We know there's hordes waiting to kick in our back door and come a flooding in. So what are they going to do? Because today is a day. Today is the day that it expires, December 21st. Title 42. It was meant to keep illegals out of this country and waiting on the other side of the border while their asylum claims are being processed. But with Title 42 being removed, being repealed, then that's no longer the case. Now they can come on over here because it was for the sweet and sour sniffles because it wasn't safe. It's people aren't tested. They need to stay over there until their cases are processed. But now that, or again, we don't know what they're going to do, but if it is overturned, then that will no longer be the case. And you illegals can come on in. But something that surprised the shit out of me, Victor Bout, you know, the guy, the merchant of death that we traded for a lanky lesbian, worst trade in human history. He is the gun-running weapons dealer that we traded to get Brittany Griner back. Anyway, Victor, he had an interview, his first interview since being traded and going back home to Russia. And what he had to say might surprise you. Now, let me take that back. Let me rewind that. Not that what he's saying will surprise you, but it's not what he's saying that is surprising. It's who's saying it. Because it's like now the rest of the world knows what we know. He's saying what we know. He's saying what we say. He's saying the opposite of what they say. Federal government, the mainstream mediocres, the blue check marks, the Holly weirdos. He's talking like us. And we just had him in prison. Now I'm sure American prisons are much better than what he would have been dealing with had he been locked up in a Russian prison. But this man was just imprisoned by us, and to hear what he says will blow your mind. It's what we all know. It's what we once said from a mountaintop with the world's largest bullhorn. We'll get to that. It tripped me out. I didn't expect him to say that. But the fact that he did means that the whole world knows what the fuck is going on. And I'll play that for you. There's audio or video too. And then there's shout out to my man Oliver Mack, aka at Right Winged Angel on Instagram. Ken Conley, what's up, man? Happy holidays to you. There's a story about a teacher named Mr. Chestnut. Anthony DeRosa, Mrs. Swan, like Miss Swan from Mad TV. He look like a man. Yeah. He look yeah. That lady was funny. Miss Swan is what I call that senator from Hawaii. What's her name? Yeah. He look like a man. That's what I call Mrs. Swan. What's that lady's name? She's a rotten piece of shit too. Arumfe, thank you for the Hamilton. Time to sing Proud to Be an American everywhere I go. You know what? I imagine you, I don't know if they did this for you in Air Force boot camp, Arumfe, but in Navy boot camp, when you have your recruit hat, you know, you have a hat, it's a black hat with yellow letters just like this, and it says recruit right across the top. It might as well say, I'm a piece of shit, treat me like one. But after you do battle stations, you know, your version of Hell Week or whatever, your final test, you get to wear a hat that says Navy. You get rid of that recruit hat and you get a hat that says Navy on it. And when we had that ceremony where we took off the recruit hats, put on our Navy hats, they played Proud to Be an American. And I don't know if it was leaking. You know, it could have been dust. It could have been a lot of dust in there. It was an old building. but everybody seemed to have moisture around their eyes when they played that song. I mean, know what you had just gone through? You were a piece of shit for 3.5 months. You got this much respect. Constantly told what a turd you were. Doing more push-ups than you thought humanly possible. And to get that hat and ascend, it was tough. But man, that song always have a special place. Yeah, Marie Hirono. Yeah, that's her. I call her Miss Swan. Number one, because she looks like her. And number two, because it's disrespectful to her. And she's a piece of shit, so who cares? Pamela Roden. Maisie Kiko Hirono. That's her name. Miss Swan. He look let's see. Let's find a picture of that wench. Hirono. Yeah, Maisie Hirono. That's her name. There she is. Sorry to do this to you guys, but you got to see her. Maisie Hirono. There she is. Right there. I feel bad for you, Hawaii. She is a fucking asshole. She's a Green New Deal, never Trumper. Biden's a great president. All the things we know to not be true. She's all about it. Let's see. Miss Swan. Yeah. He look where is it? Why is it so hard to come across? All these ads and shit. How are you going to not have a picture of Miss Swan on the Miss Swan IMDb page? That makes no sense to me. Oh, ads. And Matt TV was so funny. Matt TV was so damn funny. It was like it was like the stopgap between whatever the fuck Saturday Night Live was doing, because they were getting real unfunny when Matt TV was coming on the scene. So her right there, tell me that's different. How's that any different from Maisie Hirono? That looks like the same exact person to me. I don't get it. I don't see. Jeffrey Brooks. Yeah, I think that's a Japanese name. You know, large Asian population on the island of Hawaii. J954, thank you. American. Did I cause harm? Weak. You did. You just hurt 3 people. 3 people fell down and scraped their little knees because you said American 3 times. How are you going to sleep tonight, J954? You probably won't, because that's going to be weighing heavy on your soul if you have one. Raquita Johnson, what's up, Gear? Remember the character Pat from Mad TV? No, that was, I think, was that SNL? I think Pat was SNL. You couldn't tell if Pat was a man or a woman. It was never made clear. It wasn't. And today they would call Pat, actually, Raquita, if you want to be like an ally or something, you would call Pat non-binary, like not just say wasn't clear what he was. Like, don't be a dick and like call him non-binary. Zeus Hemlock, thank you for being here. Actually, it's called non-binary. Ivan Adams, thank you for the Hamilton. Yeah, Anthony DeRosa, Alex Borstein, the one who played Miss Swan. She's also the voice of what's her name? Lois on Family Guy. J954 again, thank you. Don't like my patriotism? Step back or click clack. It's not patriotism when you're hurting somebody, J954. That's not patriotism, right? That's bringing harm. All right? You are physically hurting people when you use that kind of language. So stop it. That is so fucking rude. Okay, good gun. As promised, I told you guys I was going to have a good gun today. And what better good gun than somebody getting shot on Christmas morning? Yeah, 'tis the season, right? 'Tis the season to get your ass blasted. Sunnyland homeowner shoots intruder on Christmas morning. I thought we were just going to come out here and open some gifts. I didn't know I was going to have to shoot somebody. I didn't know I was going to have to bust a cap in somebody's ass. As a birthday surprise Christmas morning, Christopher Cecil awoke to unexpected footsteps outside his bedroom. And it wasn't Santa Claus. Matter of fact, Santa, why are you near my bedroom? You're supposed to be by the fireplace or wherever the Christmas tree is. Don't be wandering through my house, Santa. And let me catch you kissing my wife. You know that song, Mama? I mean, even as a kid, I remember thinking, Daddy caught Mom kissing Santa Claus. What did he do? Because I know you got to be around the world and deliver gifts, but hold on, Santa, I just caught you tonguing down my old lady. One of us has to get fucked up. Santa. Husband and wife intruders. You know what they say, the couple that robs together stays together. Husband and wife intruders had entered the house while Cecil and his girlfriend were sleeping. East Peoria police said. As the wife shrieked profanities, the husband came at Cecil, then his girlfriend. Oh, Robert. Cecil also, hold on, let's see. As the wife shrieked profanities, the husband came at Cecil, then his girlfriend, Cecil says. The husband carried a weapon, a piece of metal. So you broke into my house Christmas morning, and one of you is cussing at my wife, and the other one has a piece of metal, and you're coming at me. Uh-oh. Cecil also had a weapon, a .357 caliber pistol. Hold on, pause. Hit the pause button. Not like young people say, pause. Hit the pause button. You guys know anything about guns? A .357 Magnum bullet. If you had to categorize it under a heading, the heading would be not fucking around. Because if you're using a .357, you're not fucking around. That's a big dog, grown-up adult round. Boom, one shot, and the Christmas morning grew peaceful again. He had warning, Cecil said in frustration. I told him at least 10 times to stop. He never said a thing. Not even when he was shot. You hear that? I told him at least 10 times, which means just because you own a gun does not make you a bloodthirsty murderer. If you were a bloodthirsty murderer, wouldn't this be your wet dream? Somebody gaining access to your home uninvited and you have a gun. This is a bloodthirsty psychopath's wet dream. But apparently owning a gun, that means the gun is not the source of violence, gun violence. Because this man had a gun, he was justified and still tried to give that man a chance to not get blasted because he didn't want to do it. Because you have a gun doesn't mean you want to bring harm to someone. It usually means you want to stop harm from being brought to you. Casey Rice, 29, of Carbondale, was hospitalized Tuesday with a shoulder injury from Cecil's blast. Now, I had another story where somebody actually got killed on Christmas morning, but I can do that one tomorrow. This one was a little more interesting. Let's see. Rice and his wife, Jordan Rice, 27, so 29 and 27, also of Carbondale, told police the matter was just a drunken mistake. The pair thought they were entering the home of a relative. Both faced charges. Cecil faces none. Now, I thought with a name like Cecil, he would have been a lot older, but it says Cecil, who turned 51 on Christmas morning, doesn't believe the story, especially from Casey Rice, a repeat offender who is on parole for a Pekin bank robbery. So Pekin must be the city, Pekin. So the lady says it was a mistake. Look, we both got fucked up and came into the wrong house. I started cussing him out. Casey grabs a piece of metal, the classic drunken mistake. Not your house, cuss out the homeowner, and grab a piece of metal and approach them. We've all been there. How can you sit here and judge these people knowing that you've done this too? How many times have you gotten drunk and broken into someone's house and then grabbed a piece of metal and tried to assault them with it? Happens all the time. Why are you being a dick and shooting them, Cecil? If he thought it was his relative's house, why didn't he say, I made a mistake? When I came out and pointed a 357 at him, why didn't he say, oh shit, you're not him. You're not Uncle Tony. His house, blah, blah. I hate when they put the address. Cecil says he and his girlfriend, Sarah, 31. Oh, he got 20 years his junior? Cecil went out and got him a tenderoni. He said, come here, girl. Bring your little fine ass over here. I'm going to show you how I protect you. I'm going to show you how Cecil does it. They were asleep in their bedroom early Christmas morning just after 2 a.m. He heard the bark of their puppy who sleeps in the bathroom, then a thud from the living room. The noise jostling the couple awake, Cecil peered toward the closed bedroom door. From the living room, a Christmas tree cast light under the door, allowing Cecil to see shadows of footsteps moving on the other side, he said. He whispered to his girlfriend, someone's in the house. Stay here. Cecil, who police say has a valid firearm owner's identification card and concealed carry permit, reached into his nightstand to grab his loaded Trey 5.7. He then moved to the bedroom door and pulled it open. He says he immediately encountered a woman, though he could barely see her. He says he grabbed a woman, later identified as Jordan Rice, and spun her toward him, demanding, who are you? What are you doing here? Still, he had the gun. Did not make him a bloodthirsty murderer. He wanted to find out who this woman was before he had to pop a cap in her ass. Rather than answer, he says, she yelled, you devil, you psychotic son of a bitch. What, girl? Cecil threw her to the ground and held her in place, he says. Meanwhile, he saw the girlfriend Smith in the bedroom doorway calling 911. As the intruder kept shrieking, Cecil noticed the figure of a man several feet away clutching something in his hand. So he got 357 right here, and then he got Jordan's dumbass held down to the floor. Shut the fuck up. He had a weapon, Cecil says. Later, it turned out to be a piece of cast iron taken from the burner of my oven. You know those big cast iron pokers that are about 2 or 3 feet long, about 3 feet long? You could easily bash somebody's skull in with that piece of cast iron. Cecil says he called out, who are you? The man, later identified as Casey Rice, came toward him, Cecil says. Stop, Cecil says. He ordered multiple times. Get on the ground. Pointing a gun. Stop, get on the ground. Who else says that? Casey Rice ignored the command, then veered toward the bedroom at Cecil's girlfriend. Uh-oh. So you got a piece of cast iron in your hand, and you're headed toward the bedroom where my girlfriend is, where my love is, where my baby girl is, my 20-year, my junior, young tenderoni is. Cecil ain't having that shit. That's when I shot him, Cecil says. He fired just one round into Casey Rice's left shoulder, all the while pinning Jordan Rice to the ground. But I thought men are as strong as women. Well, she couldn't handle it. Mr. Cecil had her ass pinned to the floor. While waiting for police, Casey Rice said nothing while Cecil's girlfriend grabbed a towel to help stanch the bleeding. Hold on a second. These people are great Americans. Sorry that I just harmed somebody by saying American. Oh, I did it again. So wait a minute. Christmas morning. You break into my fucking house at 2 a.m. I come out there. There's a woman standing there cussing at me. I quickly and easily pin her to the floor with one hand. I look up. Here comes a man. He's carrying a piece of cast iron and he's in a cast iron poker from the stove. Stop, stop, stop. Boom. I shoot your ass in the shoulder. And somehow I think Cecil shot him in the shoulder on purpose. Because he said the man was a few feet away. Okay? A few feet away, 357. That's an easy day. Shot him in the arm. I've spared your life, you piece of shit. Then his girlfriend, the victim, you broke into our house, she goes and gets a towel to put it up against your wound so you don't die. Sound like great people. Police arrive minutes later. They handcuff all of us, Cecil says. I understand that. They didn't know who were the good guys and who were the bad guys, but I was still a little upset that I was in my underwear on the ground outside. Peoria, Illinois, Christmas morning, underwear outside. That might have been a little cold. Soon, police uncuffed Cecil and Smith. Casey Rice was taken to the hospital where he remained with injuries that are not life-threatening. Darn it. Jordan Rice was taken to Tazewell County Jail. Both were booked on charges of criminal trespass to a residence, which can be a misdemeanor or a felony depending on the circumstances. State's Attorney Stuart Umholtz says a felony count would allege a defendant knew a residence was occupied. He says he will make that determination as well as whether to file any further charges after reviewing the police reports. East Peoria Police Sergeant Brian Despins confirmed the account given by Cecil with one discrepancy. The Rices told police, the two that broke in, the burglary couple, the couple's burglary, told police that they simply walked through the unlocked front door, but Cecil tells a Journal Star his front door was locked. There were no signs of forced entry, Sergeant said. If it was Jimmy, they didn't leave any markings. Oh, man, that's so damn funny. Good for you. Good for you, Mr. Cecil. Miss Smith. They're probably Mr. and Mrs. Cecil now. After a night like that, you know she wanted to marry him. He said, there's someone out there. Stay here. She was like, oh, as soon as they leave, you better come get you some, Cecil. It was a mistake. All right? It was a mistake. We got drunk, wandered into the wrong house. What's your problem? That is so funny. J954, 10 millimeter is too powerful for inside the home unless you live alone. I guess, but it depends. If there's nobody behind them, like it sounds like they were in the hallway where the bedrooms were, and these fools are out in the living room. So if there's nobody out there, there's nobody behind them, I say, why not use a 10 mil? Use a 357. That's close. I say use whatever you. I have a shotgun. That's bigger than all that shit. 10 mil will shoot like through 3 walls. True. But I think that's if you use a full metal jacket. I think with a hollow point, most of their their torso is gonna take most of the damage. Or fuck it. J954, we're meeting in the middle. Just use a shotgun. Bam. Case closed. Everybody wins. They get blasted in half, and the homeowner lives. No, Anthony DeRosa, 10 millimeter can take out a lung. No, it's the 9 millimeter. The 9 millimeter is a lung blower. That'll take a lung right out of the body. That's what Sloppy Joe said. J954 says 9 millimeter hollow points or 45 ACP. I agree. I have both of those. If I had to choose, it would be the 45. Because 45 hollow points, it's a wrap. It's not going to go through and hurt anybody else. It wouldn't either with a shotgun. But 10 mil, I'm not mad at it. If that's all you got, do what you got to do. Hopefully you have the right load in it and you don't penetrate a bunch of walls. But 10 mil Definitely do the job. That'll definitely do the job. 13 Strigoi says 10 millimeter would stop an Abrams. Damn near. Fun and games, so it's 45 all day. I agree. I love a 45. I got a Glock 21. Love it. Ooh, JJ Finnegan, 12 gauge hollow point slugs. Man, there's some crazy ass rounds when you get into shotguns. I got slugs. I got just a hunk of lead, the hunk of copper. I got some rounds that Charles Barker, 10 millimeter stop. Stacy? No, not Stacy Abrams. It ain't gonna stop her. You need an elephant gun to stop her. But shotgun loads, I got one that it's split into three. It's a slug, but it's split into three parts. Then I have one that has a slug in it, and then it has like 8 or 10 ball bearings in it. There's all, man, you got all kinds of different rounds for shotguns. Yeah, Oscar Gonzalez, definitely safari weaponry. You're gonna have to get one of those hats, one of those round build hats with the strip right here. You definitely have to wear a lot of beige when you're hunting the Stacey Abrams.
Crikey, there we go right there. Keep it down, mates. If you look between the bushes right there, you're going to see the Stacey Abrams in her natural habitat, the Cheesecake Factory.
She sucks. But as you guys know, I'm a Glock guy. I'm a Glock gentleman. But my brother was visiting. Shout out to Joe, and he brought an XD 45. That was a lot of fun. I really liked it because, like the Glock, it doesn't have a hammer. Once you cock it, or once you rack around in there, it's ready to go. I liked it. I liked the way the grip felt, sights, everything. I might be a XD guy from now on. Yeah, Rebel Without a Reason. They got the flechette rounds, those little tiny arrows about this big, and they're little metal arrows. I mean, you can get crazy with a shotgun because of the size of the barrel. There's so many crazy ass rounds out there, but you put a slug in there, even if you have just a standard slug in your shotgun, anything on the business end of that shotgun will no longer be a problem. Scouts on it. It will fuck them up easily. Because our human bodies are way too soft. So, let's see here. Oh, let's start with this one. Let's start with some California leftist pussy bullshit, shall we? American harm Stanford. So check this out, you guys. Hold on a second. Got some super dupers up here. Let me get those before I get too far. Forget to mention them. Well, you guys listen up, okay? This is coming from Stanford University, the same college that gave us Tiger Woods. Okay? So you guys listen to these words and take these words to heart. Spunbearing 65, thank you. 357 Sig or Magnum? I mean, go Magnum. If it's a 357, why not? When in Rome, I say go Magnum with the 357. Not a big Sig fan. I know I should be, but I'm not. Heidi Booth, what's up? Thank you. JG, has anyone seen Dylan Mulvaney's Barbie pouch? No. Nor do I want to. I don't want to see a Barbie pouch with a Barbie already in it. You ain't got no pouch. You got a dick, homeboy. You got a dick. I don't care what you DIY that shit into. It's just going to be a funny looking dick. But it's not going to be a vagina. Spunberry 65, thank you again. Biden loves Pampers pudding. Ew. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. I don't know how else to respond to that. Disgusting. I know we had a few more up here. There we go. No, Ivan Adams. Get that one? Oh, thank you for the Hamilton, Ivan Adams. I don't know if I read that one or not already. Did I get them all? Did I get all these already? I thought a few of them popped up while I was yapping and I missed them. I don't want to miss no supers, guys. I'm just making sure. Yeah, I think I got them. Okay. Okay, I'm reloading. Yeah, Game Hinch Patriot. Dylan Mulvaney's that dude who's like, ew, day 47 of being a lady. Shut your fucking mouth. Freak. Speaking of freaks, I made a video, or no, take that back. A video was made about me. 1 second, I'll find it. I want to make sure that I give credit to the person who sent it to me. Let's see here. Because I've seen, I don't know how many exist, but I've seen a few videos that people make about me. I always think it's weird. Like, oh, why are you making videos about me? Let's see. Yeah. I think. Yeah, shout out to Mark C. He sent me a video. Some dude, he made a video trashing me about for a video that I did about that guy or that girl, that actress getting nominated for Man of the Year award by GQ magazine, which is a men's magazine. So that's the video he chose to make his video about. But the reason I'm saying this is because I sent him an email, or I gave him my email in the comment section. So hopefully he will respond and we can get on here and talk about it. That'll be fun. I can't wait to do that. Hopefully he responds. I don't know if he reads his comments or not, but please, those out there who know him, let him know. And I will definitely be on there. Michelle Coranco, thank you very much. Coranco, thank you very much for that. I assume you are too, since you're here. Aaron M., I got the brigade after me. If that's who they're sending after me, I am not worried. I am not. But I invite anybody, who don't like what I have to say. Talk to me. We can debate, or we can just call names. I can do that too. One is more fun than the other. I'll let you decide which that is. Ahsoka 777 fan, thank you. The only way that light works is if you hang upside down from the ceiling like a bat. It angles up so you can see your beautiful face. Also, F. Also, F the SF49. What do you mean by that? Are you saying to me, Ahsoka 777 fan, are you saying fuck the 49ers? How could you say that? How could you say that? How could you say something like that about such an amazing football team? The best football team in the NFL. I don't think you mean that. I don't say anybody could ever mean that, because the 49ers are the greatest football team in the NFL. And that's that. It's not up for debate. Kenneth Jackson, Jericho Green, the 38 caliber Smith & Wesson is one of the baddest guns in the world. Agreed. I love a 38. 38s don't get enough praise, because a 38 is a serious bullet. I know people might think of it as, something a lady sticks in her garter belt, but you don't want to fuck with a 38. Those are very serious. Tammy A. 49er fans only come out when they're winning. Well, I don't know what I've been doing, but since 1984, I've been a staunch 49ers fan. Niner faithful. So I'm always a Niner fan. We had some shitty years, yeah, but this ain't one of them. Lala, Duty, Incarnate, thank you. Has Gavin sent you that reparation money yet? Nah, I haven't got that bullshit. Some of my neighbors did. I was talking to him a week ago or so, but no, he hasn't sent me shit. Isn't that fucked up? How are you going to put money in my bank account that I didn't ask for and then tax me on it? George Foltz. Yeah, Franco Harris. Famous Pittsburgh Steeler Hall of Famer, part of the Immaculate Reception. He died 72 years old, man. That's sad. D. Egg says, I inherited my dad's Winchester. Good. I hope you're proficient in it. I hope you practice with it. I hope if anybody comes running up in your residence uninvited, they get a piece of that Winchester. JJ Finnegan. Yeah, Montana Rice, classic. Greatest quarterback, greatest wide receiver combo in history. Jerry Rice, greatest wide receiver ever. This is who nobody's even close. The closest person who's probably retired would have to play for like another 10 years at the highest level possible to match Jerry Rice's record. No one's even close. Misanthrope, the Alex Smith years. It was feast and famine with Alex Smith during the Alex Smith years. Once we got Harbaugh, it was all good. It's fucked up the way they got him out of there. He got hurt. Kaepernick took over for him. They never let him come back. Kaepernick was hot for a season and a half. Then the NFL figured him out, and he sucks. Should have kept Alex Smith. Anthony DeRosa, Montana to Rice. That's all you heard in the 90s. Yeah, 80s too. By, 94? We had Steve Young in there, but Young to Rice too. Tammy A. Randy Moss. Randy Moss was a great receiver, but he don't hold a candle to Jerry Rice. He could hold Jerry Rice's jockstrap, and if he did, he'd probably sniff it. Oh, hell no. Ain't nobody. Who the hell put Mark Niels, Justin Jefferson? Are you talking about that brand new, still wet behind the ears receiver for the Vikings? That dude ain't done shit yet. He's had a hot couple weeks. Careless. Megatron retired way too soon. Agreed. Same with Barry Sanders. What is it with the fucking Detroit Lions and great players retiring too early? Scott Calais. Marvin Harrison. Yeah. Elite receiver. Still can't touch Jerry Rice. What? Brian T? Come on, dog. Hold on. Before I even get to that fucking blasphemy. Kenneth Jackson, Jericho Green, do you claim Deion Sanders is a former San Francisco 49er? I mean, he was. Technically, he didn't spend multiple seasons, but that's how it was back then. That's the reason they have the salary cap. Because back in the day, you could just basically buy a team. They still do it in baseball. But yeah, we had Deion for a year. The next year, he went to the Cowboys. Same with what's his name? The crazy, also very good. Or Charles Haley. Ken Norton. There's a lot of players that went back and forth, like played for a year or whatever, then went to another team. But hold on a second. Somebody said some outlandish shit up here. I can't let this go unchecked. Come on, you stupid fucking computer. So tired of this shit. Hold on, I'll find it. Somebody said something. Joe was just fucking. Yeah, Scott George, that's a good point. They get beat up on the Lions. You damn right. There's nobody out there. Nobody on that fucking team to block for him or keep him safe. Brian T, that's who said this wild shit. Randy Moss was better than Jerry Rice. Stop it. You don't believe that. Are you fucking kidding me? Why? Because Randy Moss was faster and could jump higher? That does not make a great receiver. Man, are you fucking... I've never heard anybody in my life say that. Randy Moss is better than... Get the fuck out of town, man. That is absolutely crazy. Spunbrain65, thank you for the Hamilton. For Good Gun, could you research the gunfight that ended Babyface Nelson's career? A lot of lessons there. Oh, the famous gangster. Or the shootout that ended Bonnie and Clyde's career. They got fucked up. Those cops shot over 100 rounds into that car. That's a good one. Send me a link, man. Email me a link. I'll check that out. Randy Moss. Better than Jerry Rice. That's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life, man. Who told you that? Why would you say that? I don't even understand what would possess you to say something so fucking crazy as Randy Moss. Hold on, here we go. Brian T's response. Speed and jumping do have a lot to do with being a receiver. Yes, so does route running. So does blocking. And Jerry Rice was fast. He wasn't as tall as Randy Moss. He didn't have those long strides to make him look like he was running like a deer. But Jerry Rice was fast. And Jerry Rice had the greatest hands, ran the greatest routes, was a great blocker. He was just better than Randy Moss. You never heard about Jerry Rice going to another team and crying like a bitch and not playing well like Randy Moss did. Brian T, it's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. No, we don't, man. And we certainly won't ever agree on this. Ever. Careless. Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone against Cowboys made me hate the 49ers till this day. I know. R.I.P. Dwight Clark. I know. On his fingertips, he caught that shit. The catch. He caught it, came down, took a few steps, and spiked that shit in the back of the end zone, man. J954, Megatron was better than Randy Moss for sure. I would take Megatron over Randy Moss any day. Brian King B. Falcon, Rice, Megatron, and Falcons Julio Jones. I like Julio Jones. He's tight. He's a very good receiver. T.O. Wraith says T.O. I like T.O. T.O. was a bit cancerous to the locker room, but as far as on the field, come on, we pull that Sharpie out of his fucking socks. Holy shit. Weapon X, hey Jericho, are you old enough to remember the Monsters of the Gridiron? I do. That wasn't my era, but I'm very familiar. Yeah, the Monsters of the Gridiron, the Steel Curtain, Purple People Eaters. Yeah, man. Robert Boycourt, Bo Jackson. I wish Bo Jackson didn't get hurt. Just imagine the career he would have had. That dude he would run. He was like Forrest Gump. He would run all the way into the tunnel. Like, Bo Jackson was the shit, man. When he's playing baseball, when he took that bat and broke it over his head and broke one over his knee, you try that. Go out in your driveway right now, get a baseball bat, and try to break that shit over your knee. Someone's calling in sick to work tomorrow. But yeah, let's get into this elitist California pussy bullshit. And it goes a little something like this. Stanford, remember Stanford University, prestigious, like the West Coast Harvard. Stanford releases a guide telling you this. Guides tell you how and what to do against harmful language, harm, physical pain. You're physically hurting another human being. Harmful language, including the word American. So saying what you are is harmful. You live here. In most cases, you were born here. This is what you are. You have no choice. Harmful. And they got a video here. And any video that has this kind of artwork is some leftist SJW weak shit. For sure. I'll show you. I'll share the page with you. As soon as you see this artwork, you're going to be like, yep, leftist bullshit. Because all of them are drawn this way. For some reason, they all use this kind of art. There it is. See that? This type of art here, when you see that type right there, when it's drawn this way, you know it's going to be some leftist gay shit. And I don't mean like alphabet soup group gay. I mean like, dude, that's gay. Ready? Yes. Privacy and progress. Come on, you stupid ad. It says introducing the elimination of harmful language initiative website. Targeting what it claims. Oh, hold on a second. The tech guide is targeting what it claims are. It's going too fast. Fuck, I'll let you do it. Abort is also another one. That's another offensive word. Child prostitute. Hold on, no. We gotta read these. Hold on a second. What the Okay, for some reason, when I press the mute button, it takes me to this website. Look, mute. That's weird. So, the language guide, which was published Monday, aims to eliminate, get rid of it, don't say it no more, many forms of harmful language, including racist, violent, and biased language in the Stanford website's code. Launched in May, the project known as the Elimination of Harmful Language Initiative lists the prohibited terms under 10 categories, including racism, homophobia, and ableism. So if you're able to do something, you're a piece of shit because you're able. Oh, I can't wait. Under a section titled Imprecise Language, the guide advises readers to replace the term American with U.S. citizen, because it is no longer okay to be an American. It is no longer okay to have pride in your country. They're trying to get rid of our individual characteristics. You're not an American. You're just a U.S. citizen. Let's smooth out all of the definition. No facial features, just a smooth surface, maybe a hole for you to breathe out of. No definition in your body, just smooth, Kindle crotch. Nothing down there, just smooth. We're not men, we're not women, you're not American. You're just a person. You're a citizen of the world, man. Hey, you know what, man? We should replace American with like something more generalized, like a U.S. citizen, man. And I'm sure just the fact that you're on U.S. soil makes you a U.S. citizen, man. Right? American, quote, often refers to people from the United States only. No shit. Wait, what? American often refers to people from the United States only. Yeah, motherfucker, we're in America. Thereby insinuating that the U.S. is the most important country in the Americas. This thing on? It is. We are. What the fuck? The packet reasons, noting that the region actually it includes 42 countries between North and South America. Well, fuck those other 41 countries, because like we're the best. I don't give a damn about those 41 other countries. Other listed terms include immigrant. You're an immigrant. That's mean. Which should be replaced by person who has immigrated. Just like the colored people, person of color, same fucking thing. Immigrant, person who immigrated, same thing. Or non-citizen. Don't call them an immigrant. There's someone who immigrated or a non-citizen. Remember, you're just a person, man. You're just floating through life, man. To avoid referring to people by single characteristics. While walk-in hours is swapped out for Open hours. What's we're getting to the ableist shit. Oh my God. Walk-in. So no more walk-ins. Even though you're called a walk-in because you're walking in. So while walk-in hours is swapped out for open hours in order to include those with disabilities. Because people with disabilities, they love when you highlight their disabilities. They love when you talk about nothing more than their disabilities and how disabled they are. They love that shit. This is fucking horrible. If this takes place, the common phrase beating a dead horse is also cautioned against based on the idea that it normalizes violence against animals. In addition, the 13-page list, that's too fucking long. 13-page list outlines several slurs against black individuals, indigenous groups, wheelchair users, and their favorite of all, LGBTQ plus individuals and others. The purpose of this website is to educate people about the possible impact of the words we use. The guide's preface reads. Wow. No more walk-ins. Because that guy you see in the wheelchair over there, he might get all sad because you should walk in and he can't walk. Language affects different people in different ways. We are not attempting to assign levels of harm to terms on this site. We are not attempting to address all informal uses of language. Still, some readers criticize the publication on social media. Political correctness is fascism pretending to be manners, wrote one Twitter user, quoting the late comedian George Carlin. That's right. Political correctness is fascism pretending to be manners. Leland Stanford would be ashamed of the institution he co-founded, media strategist Gabriella Hoffman wrote, referring to the prestigious university's founder, who was briefly the Republican governor of California. I'm surprised they haven't changed the name of the university yet. It was named and founded by a Republican. Gross. And that's Gabriella Hoffman. You look like some fucking millennial pussy. You probably peg your boyfriend and make him sit down when he pees at your apartment. But you'd run your ass over here and grab one of these toxic males as soon as the shit hit the fan. It is unclear exactly who was in charge of compiling the list for the EHLI. In a statement to the Post Tuesday, D. Mustafi, the university's assistant vice president of external communications, said the guidelines were meant for internal use. In this case, the EHLI website was specifically created by and intended for use within the university. Oh, for the IT community. Well, no one should be taught this shit at school, any college. You ableist? All you people walking around with your properly functioning legs, you guys are assholes. Other listed terms include immigrant, should be replaced with person who immigrated or non-citizen. Oh my God. Walk-in hours is swapped out for open hours in order to include those with disabilities. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They are doing their best to take this firm, veiny, circumcised, red, white, and blue dick that we got, our hammer, this American lap hog, they are doing their best to change it into a vagina, a puffy-lipped vagina. Ableist. You don't want to, because you're able, you don't want to make people who are disabled feel bad. Because that's their main concern. How is everyone's language making me feel? I can't walk. I can't use my arms. I'm paralyzed from the neck down. But that guy over there talking, what's he saying? How does his language make me feel? If you went up to somebody who's wheelchair bound, can I say that? and you said, hey, would you rather have everybody use inclusive language or be able to stand up and walk? What do you think they're going to pick? You're not an immigrant. You're a person who immigrated. You're not a bodybuilder. You're someone who's built their body. But you're not a bodybuilder. Golly. You're not a surgeon. You're just someone who performs surgery. See the difference? Oh my goodness. J Hell. Thank you. J Hell says, I have muscular dystrophy and use a wheelchair. I don't have a problem with people walking around me. You can't say that, J Hell, because you, J Hell, are a sellout. You are a sellout because you are siding with the ableist. You're not having enough pity on yourself. That's when some guilt-ridden white liberal would come in and say, no, Jay, you don't understand. You're being wrong. You're being insulted. You just don't realize it. These people around you saying phrases like walk in, you should be offended by that, Jay. You don't get it. Don't worry, Jay. I'll be offended for you. I'm professionally offended. I will be offended for you, even though you don't even realize it, J Hell. You're a sellout. You're a coon. You're a wheelchair coon, J Hell. Because you aren't offended by weak, stupid shit. Oh my goodness. Man, these people are fucking crazy. These people are fucking crazy. So these words are harmful. Remember, harmful. These words equate to physical violence. So now we have the opportunity to get rid of these words because these words hurt people. We can't have things out here that hurt people. Rex Rocker, Thomas Sowell has warned about a lot of these things too. Thomas Sowell, again, I wish he were 50 years younger. I really do. Swamp Fox 1732, Knuckin' Futz. It sure is. They're tackling the important things in our lives. Like these terms. JL, no one that's handicapped feels like that. That's a bunch of bull. Let me add another word onto that, JL. That's a bunch of bullshit. People, whether they're disabled or not, got bigger things to worry about than some bullshit word somebody's using, not even toward them, just around them. Misanthrope says a coon is a raccoon where I come from. Or where I come from, it's somebody who's turned on their race. Oh, Brian Knapp, no amount of evidence will ever persuade an idiot. Mark Twain, you got it. Because J Hell, somebody who is in a wheelchair, could go up to this person, whoever authored this article, it was supposed to stay internal, of course. Whoever authored this, J Hell himself could go up to them and say, hey, obviously, I'm in a wheelchair and I disagree with everything you said. People who have disabilities don't give a shit about that. And you know what they'd say to you? Yeah, they do. You don't know what you're talking about. But no, you still don't know what you're talking about. You have to be offended by what we tell you to be offended by. Oh, wow. Brian Hendricks, I'm no longer able because he shot my arm off. Remember that? 80-year-old man who shot that stupid ass trying to rob his liquor store in California. That's what you get, dummy. J954, thank you again. I hate YouTube anti-free speech agenda. Makes me sick. What are they? Make you edit what you wanted to write? It's fucking stupid. I hate it. You should be able to say whatever you want. People either deal with it or don't read it. Call me crazy. Oh, and something I wanted, of course, the title of it, top priority. Let's check it and see what Mitch McConnell had to say today. Mitch McConnell. J954, again, thank you. Took me 45 minutes to send that. Civil War 2. I'm ready. I don't want it to come to that. Could you imagine fighting your own countrymen, even though they're a bunch of granola-headed dirt fuckers? That's still very strange, very foreign to us. Very. Oh, Mitch McConnell. I'll say, oh, Mitch McConnell. Fucking scumbag, you rhino bitch. Rhino bitch. My name is Mitch McConnell. I'm a rhino bitch. Let's see. Let's check in with the crooks. Let's check in with the crooks, shall we? What are the crooks talking about? What are the thieves talking about? The hoodlums. These well-paid, well-taken care of hoodlums. What are they talking about? Take it away, Mitch McConnell.
Making sure the Defense Department can deal with the major threats coming from Russia and China.
What's in that? I know like camels, they have fat in their humps and like water reserves. What's in that? Like if he's rushed and he has to get somewhere and he can't finish his lunch, does he just stash it down here like a pelican or something? You know, like some kind of animal that brings food back to the nest and you like baby bird it. Like I know wolves or coyotes, you know, wild canines, they'll have a kill, they'll ingest some of it and then go back to their puppies. They'll go back to their lair and they'll throw up the meat for the little puppies so they can eat it. Is that what he does? Is that what's down here? Like if he goes like this, will it start clapping like a girl's ass cheeks in the strip club? Just wondering.
Providing assistance for the Ukrainians to defeat the Russians. That's the number one priority for the United States right now, according to most Republicans. That's sort of how we see the challenges confronting the country at the moment.
How in the fuck is what's going on in Ukraine a challenge facing this country? The only challenge we have with Ukraine is you giving them our money. What the fuck? That's your number one priority? And of course, he's talking about money that's in the $1.7 trillion omnibus bill. It should be ominous. Sounds pretty ominous. That's a lot of money. Another one? How many 1 point something trillion dollar packages have these fuckers pushed through in the last 2 years?
Making sure the Defense Department can deal with the major threats coming from Russia and China. Providing assistance for the Ukrainians to defeat the Russians. That's the number one priority.
I don't get that. I do not understand how another country's well-being or safety could ever be our top priority. Ever. I don't care if it's Canada, who's right next door to us, who we share a landmass with. No country's security should ever be our top priority. Our security is our top priority. You got people spilling over our southern border, and you're calling someone else's conflict 6,000 miles away a top priority? The only person that Ukraine's safety should be a top priority to is that former comedian, president of theirs / dictator, Zelensky, and the Ukrainians. If you're not Ukrainian, then Ukraine's safety and their status in this war should not be your top priority. Certainly shouldn't be America's. What the fuck? We got so many problems going on here, and you got the nerve to fix your jowled face and say that Ukraine's status in the world or in this war, their position in this war, is a top priority to Republicans? How did somebody not Terry the office linebacker tackle this fool after he said that? That's a top priority to most Republicans. And are you the man who wrecked the buffet at the Herald Club this morning? That's a top priority for most Republicans, according to most Republicans. Well, who are these most Republicans? Line those bitches up in front of us so we know who to hate and vote out. That's your number. Can you fucking believe that? What other time in history could an elected official sit up there and say that another country's safety is our top priority? Fuck those other countries. I'm only worried about one, the one I'm in. Don't we give enough money to these damn countries? What the fuck else do you want? What a piece of shit. Where's he from? South Carolina? Is this your fault, South Carolina? And didn't he just get reelected? Eric Schultz, war is bad, no matter who's in it. War is bad. Okay. War is bad. Okay. Republicans are bad. Okay. What the f- Riggs Week says, JG, that's the gizzard. That's the gizzard. Don't bring that gizzard over here, Mitch. Mitch the bitch. Game Hinge Patriot, thank you for the Twompski. Pootie Tang impressions. Sadata, my Damie. Wadata. Besan your pity on the runny kind. I'll tell you one thing, Game Hinge Patriot, you're a pone Tony. Mandy Westcott, that's too many necks. She says gizzard neck and neck buddy. There's too much neck activity. What if we combine Mitch McConnell and neck buddy? And you just had a little neck buddy here with this jowless sack. This neck sack that Mitch McConnell has. This neck pouch, whatever the fuck that is. I think there's nutrients in there. I think there's nutrients. If shit hits the fan and Mitch McConnell can't eat, he'll live off of his neck sack. These fluids, whatever the fuck's in here, it's probably fluids with like turkey and shit and vegetables floating around in there. Who knows? Ew, Heidi, you've said some of the most disgusting things over the past 2 days. She says you can make some gravy out of that neck. I just saw some video the other day of some cow. It had its neck caught in a fence. And if you've ever had a dog, sometimes their collar's too tight. It'll cut off circulation, whatever, and it'll get like swollen. And you have to. I've seen like dogs where they had to cut the collar off because it was too tight. And so this cow, it got stuck in the fence and had this big old bulge. And the cowboy came over and cut that shit open. Ew. Ew. Patrick Hattrick, you are not the only person to see Pootie Tang, my Damie. The Pone Tony. Hey, shout out to my girl T. This girl I used to work with. 90% of our conversation was Pootie Tang quotes. Heidi Booth, I'm sorry, JG. I literally spit my drink. That's not my fault. Or don't apologize to me. You did that to yourself, Heidi. You said such disgusting things. Not me. Don't you drag me in that with you. Don't you dare. Rebel without a reason. Cowboys are white supremacy. Sure, why not? Everything's white supremacy. But never mind the black cowboy. Never mind. Forget it. They do. They like to do that. They like to swap and remove certain things from history. But just like with slavery, white people, they were the only ones who owned slaves. Black people, all we did was work in fields, cotton and tobacco. That's it. Never mind. The black people did all the other jobs that a society needs done so it could function smoothly. Never mind the black cowboys that they had. I used to go every year growing up. My dad had family in Oakland. His brother's son and his family made set down roots there, and we would go up there every year to the Black Cowboy Parade. And I can't remember. I got to talk to my buddy. He's from Oakland. I don't remember the name of the park, but it was this big lake in the middle of Oakland, and it was a parade. And I remember they had all these vans that were all tricked out and shit with like, you know, the plush interior and the rims on the show. These vans are tricked out, and they had black folks on horseback, just like cowboys. Hat, fucking belt buckle, man, and dadgum boots. I tell you what, you shun bitch. Straight up cowboys. So again, I don't know where only white people were doing these things. I don't get it when there's documented history of, no, there were other people doing that too, but, you know, it fits their narrative. Misanthrope, my poor ass heritage never owned no slaves. Well, that depends on who you talk to, Misanthrope. If you're talking to people in your family who know that, then no. But if you're talking to the mainstream mediocres, of course your family owned slaves. All white people did. All you fucking whites! J954, thank you. You skipped one of my supers. Also my favorite quote ever. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. George Washington. I'm all fired up. I'll find it, JG954. I didn't see it. Especially when I start reading articles and stuff, I can't see the page here. Charles Turner Jr., thank you for the Twompski. Heads up to those of you in blue states. Almost all of them are doubling down on violating your 2A rights. While a civil war is not desirable at all, many blue states / cities, etc., seem like foreign countries at this point. Yeah, for sure. That article I just read you from Stanford, you know where Stanford is? That's in California. That's what they do. Change the lane? No. There's no individualism. That's what keeps America safe. We're protecting ours, my guns, my family. I'm protecting my property. Now, we do have shared beliefs and a shared culture, of course, but we are individuals. If you take that away, it's easier to lump you into groups. It's easier to turn you into something else. J954, thank you again. Okay, last super. No, it's not, because you just sent another one, J954. Don't you lie to me. I spent like $50 in the last 2 days on here. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm leaving you with this, JG. Neck buddy bobble. Sorry, not sorry, dog. LOL. I've already sent the email to my my rep. So whatever we can do with a neck buddy bobblehead is being done. The wheels are turning on that project. I promise you. I promise. Oh, Heidi Booth, you're right. When you're right, girl. She said, best live ever. I forgot to hit the like. Hit like if you forgot. True. Like and sub and like. Only takes a second. Drag that finger over. Boop. Done. Done. Easiest thing you'll do all day. That's not nice, Spunberry65 calling him Dick Crane. That's not nice at all. And see, I told you, Brian King B. Falcon, look at the shit you're starting. Brian King B. Falcon says neck crane. Oh, no, he said nectarine. Not the kind of fruit I want. I want the nectarine off the tree. The nectarine off of a tree, not the nectarine off of John Fetterman's fucking neck. Jim Jones, Pittsburgh Steel next. Oh, man. But it's just so weird because we come from a time, we're old enough to remember when elected officials weren't this anti-American in our face. Now, granted, all the shit we're dealing with, this didn't happen overnight. This didn't happen when Trump came down the escalator. This shit's been going on for a long time. It always makes me think back to the 90s when they had, there was this, Ellen DeGeneres, she had a TV show, and there was this big push for gay people to be on TV and gay people to get married and all this stuff. But that's all we want. We just want love. And people will be like, well, if you let them do this, next they're going to be marrying dogs and shit. People are like, no, they're not going to do that. You're a conspiracy theorist. Uh-oh. Fast forward 20 years. Yep. People identifying as airplanes and shit, marrying their dogs, shaking their dicks in front of kids at school. It's all fucked up. So this did not happen overnight. This has been in the making. This is death by 1,000 cuts. Textbook definition. They've been doing this for a while, but now I think they're starting to see the fruits of their labor. That's what's so different. Now we're starting to see the effects that this shit has. And now there are so many of them that are on the same side that they're not worried about coming out in the open with this shit. They're not worried about it. There's no fear of consequence. Mitch McConnell can stand up there as a Republican and espouse Democrat bullshit, and nothing's going to happen to him. There's no reason for them not to do that shit because nothing's going to happen to him. There's no fear of consequence. That's why these times seem so weird and so foreign. No elected officials going to sit up there and say that another country's well-being is our top priority? That makes no sense. Ukraine's safety is not Ukraine's number one priority, and it's them. Ukraine's number one priority is hanging around with celebrities and bringing his punk ass over here. Yes. The president of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, aka the dictator, came to the White House to visit. You see what you fucking dumb tax-paying idiots don't understand, huh? You know what you don't understand? You don't understand that there's two things you're supposed to do when your country is knee deep, or some might say neck deep, in a war. See, your simple tax-paying mind thinks that the leader of a country who's involved in a war should stay there and focus on the war effort and win. Wrong. Two things you need to do when you are the leader of a country that's in a war. Number one, make that three things. Three things. Number one, convince some jackass country with deep pockets to pay for everything. Check. Oh, no. I take that back. Take it back. Rewind it. Get involved with the country that has deep pockets so they can finance your war. Check. Number two, hang out with people that used to be super famous. Check. And number three, and probably most important of all, leave the country. Leave the country and go visit the country that's bankrolling your war. Leave your people and go to another country. That's what you want to do when your country's fighting a war. Perfect. Patrick Hattrick, I did know there's a Jericho, California. Yes, there is. And in case you guys don't know, I'm going to drop a bomb on you right now. And I've said this on other platforms. For some reason, I never said it here. But Jericho Green is not my real name. Dun, dun, dun. That's right. It's not my real name. Jericho Green came from, Jericho is the name of, well, Jericho and Green are, Careless. Don't forget to do a photo shoot with Vogue and Time Magazine. Don't forget that. They're both names from characters from two of my favorite movies growing up. My two favorite movies growing up were Ty Rizzle. Your name is Toby. My two favorite movies growing up were Action Jackson and The Last Dragon. And Action, that's right, Anthony DeRosa, Daddy Green's Pizza. Just direct your pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza. Watch yourself, son. So the main character in Action Jackson, played by Carl Weathers, is named Jericho Jackson. So that's where I got Jericho from. And then Green in The Last Dragon, the main character's name is Leroy Green. Jericho Green. Got it. That's how I got my name that you guys know me by. Patrick, no, we've been lied to. You hurt our feelings. Jericho Green is not my real name. What my real name is, I'll never tell. But that's where I got it from. Two favorite movies growing up. And my radio name, which was Rambro, I told you guys this before. Yeah, Todd Terrell, my stage name. I got from another movie I used to watch called Hollywood Shuffle. And there was a character in there called Rambro, Black Rambo. Anthony DeRosa, I do got the glow. You got the glow. Oh, I I watched that movie so many times that my mom took the videotape and hid it. That's how many times I saw that movie. And my friend, shout out to my man Greg, man, we used to watch that movie, rewind it, watch it again, rewind. I mean, it was crazy. Raquita Johnson, I love Last Dragon, one of my favorite movies. Yeah, you watch it now, it's corny as shit, but back then you couldn't tell me nothing. And I watch it. My kids used to watch it a bunch too, and I would always say all the words, and they're like, "Daddy, stop saying all the words." I was like, "Can't help it." Fucking childhood favorite. Tammy A, she said, I've had to do that to my son too. Yeah, it's crazy. Kids, they watch shit over and over and over. I get sick of hearing that shit. But yeah, that was me with the Last Dragon. That shit had to be confiscated. That's right. You don't even have a paintbrush. Can't even draw. Oh man, what a great movie. And, you know, like a lot of movies back then, family. That's what it was all about. He's protecting his family. Sure enough, fucked with his brother, picked him up, threw him in a trash can. Man, it was terrible. Yeah, Bam Bam Bigelow, wearing that VCR out, man. Wearing it out. Game Hinge Patriot. His real name is Jericho with a G. Oh man. No, Kenneth Jackson, I'm not born with this name. And the reason that I came up with a stage name was because there's too many fucking weirdos out there. I don't want everybody know my real name. Bunch of damn freaks. Too many psychos out there. All right, guys. I think we did another great live. How about that? Oh, Luke Letterly, Black Dynamite, man, that movie is fucking hilarious. Careless, spoiler alert, Jericho actually lives in Alaska, not California. No, unfortunately, that part is true. I do live in this liberal shithole. Yeah, but Black Dynamite, I recommend that for anybody. It is so damn funny. It's making fun of black exploitation films. Fucking hilarious. I mean, hilarious. Played by Michael Jai White. And then they came out with a cartoon, Black Dynamite, the cartoon. Hilarious. Same characters doing the voiceovers. Cream Corn, Honeybee, Black Dynamite, of course. Who was the other one? The guy who would always say the rhymes. Ah, man, I can't remember that character's name. We always had the hat and shit. But yeah, I definitely recommend that one. Hilarious movie. But thank you guys for being here. One day closer to Christmas. Tomorrow's going to be the 22nd. And tonight, Wednesday night, so of course, I will be doing Double Impact with Gabe and Sean. And tonight we are talking about and breaking down Jingle All the Way. Or if you're on it, Jingle All the Way. All the way. Oh, man. I got to go watch it right now. Or get in part of it and finish the rest later, because at 3:30 I will be on Gion's. Shout out to my man at Gion on Instagram. I'll be on a panel there, so shit's gonna be crazy. Kenneth Jackson, Jericho, did you get hit by the earthquake yesterday? Nope. That was, where was it? Some small town up north, but no, I didn't feel any of it. There's earthquakes here all the time, man. But no, I didn't feel anything. It's funny, people who aren't from California, they think there's earthquakes all the time, and we might have, but usually they're tremors. They ain't shit. They might not even wake you up out of your bed. Heidi Booth, it looks like you need to get Instagram. Get it. That's where I'll be, 3:30 at Gion. And tonight, Double Impact, Jingle all the Way. Jamie, do you want the Turbo Man doll? I'm not a pervert. Good times. Thank you guys for being here. Your comments, your questions, your supers, your time. 8 billion motherfuckers in the world, and you're here with me. I thank you. You were great. I was great. We were great. Say it with me, damn it. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and MyGreenGear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.